And welcome to Cowboy Logic, everyone. Man, just news is fast and furious. The last couple of
Nice
weeks.
beaver, Donna.
I knew you were going to say that. Notice how we match.
We
Don
do.
is always so good about that.
We do match.
He actually dresses me.
That's right.
Which is pretty much
And
amazing.
that's half the fun of the show.
Yes.
But you guys can't see that.
No. We have to make elections great again. And, Steve Bannon's been doing yeoman's work in Texas. We're going to have Steve Toth on, who's running against Dan Crenshaw in Texas, too, coming up later on in the show. That's a huge must-win, in my opinion, for MAGA. But there's also other things going on as far as the election, and that is, quite honestly, Sharia law. And Congressman Randy Fine was talking out of Florida, was talking about a problem that he was having as far as, well, the cultural differences.
Next Monday morning, instead of getting on my normal flight to fly to Washington, I'll go to a courthouse in Florida where I'll be deposed in a criminal case against a man who sent death threats to me and my family. Said, I know where you live. I'm coming to kill you. I'm going to kill your children in front of you. Why did he send me these death threats? By the way, he's the third such person to do so. He sent me these threats while he was overseas and he was arrested by customs on his way into the United States. Why did he send these threats? Because I made a simple statement. If you hear someone yell, praise Jesus, you typically will smile. If you hear someone say Baruch Hashem, which I may do, you may not know what it means, but you're not going to be afraid. But if someone in this room yelled Allahu Akbar right now, we'd all be looking for a place to hide. Now, this gentleman's excuse, his defense, will be, in my faith, I have the right to go after the infidel. Now, for those of you who think that's crazy, we've seen this before. In Texas, some Muslim children vandalized a church. They sprayed messages on a church. And the civil rights group that supposedly represents mainstream Muslims in Texas says they have the right to do that under the First Amendment because they were practicing their religion. If I could say one thing to my colleagues, we need to not be afraid. We have to stop the term of radical Islam, Islamist. It is mainstream Islam. We have gotten this wrong. The radicals are the ones who don't want to kill us. It is the mainstream that does. And if anyone is concerned about this, look at what I now call the United Islamic Kingdom and Francistan. In France, they had to cancel New Year's Eve celebrations because they were worried about attacks. In the United Islamic Kingdom, they're now debating in Parliament whether cousin marriage should be legal. There are 57 countries in the world that you can live if you want to live under Sharia. Working with my colleagues, we're going to make sure this one is not number 58.
All right.
It's huge.
Randy Fine, that's inexcusable what has happened to you with regard to death threats from the Islamic community or Islamic individuals. But I'm going to tell you something, and I need for you, Randy Fine, in Congress to address this. The J6ers received hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of death threats, sadly, from American citizens.
Well,
they have death threats for their families, their children, themselves. They received them in prison, and they received them at their homes. But these didn't come from Islamists. They came from American citizens. So, Randy, while you're working on that project that you're talking about, which is serious, focus on the fact that J6ers received death threats 100 times more than you did from American citizens.
I want to know who Sedition Hunters is. It's pointing to the FBI and insiders there, but that's another story. Okay, you see all the protests now going on in Minnesota. Are they organic? I don't think so. Check out Nate Friedman's latest podcast.
I'm a journalist, and I'm wondering if there's someone I can speak to. Any meeting person? Is there someone that I can speak to?
Yeah, I think they might be like on the other side of the park, actually.
No.
Yeah.
They said you would be here.
Oh, no, but other side of the park's actually.
Why are you so upset? Why are you so angry?
I was angry right here.
What?
You
seem like really jittery, like upset.
You're just annoying, that's all.
Oh, why am I annoying? Meet Naftali Aaron-Kranz. He's a paid protester through and through. Here's him posting on LinkedIn to hire paid protesters for the company he works for called Get Free. Listen to this. Get Free is hiring for part-time mobilization support contractor. That just means paid protester. We're seeking out people with 4+ years of experience in leading direct action and large-scale mobilizations, demonstrations, protests, and civil disobedience, which just means experience getting arrested. Compensation is $3,500 to $4,200 a month for an average of 20 hours a week. Get Free on their website calls themselves a grassroots organization, when Naftali and others are literally being paid to protest. Get Free wants to, quote, undo white supremacy. Naftali thinks one of the best ways to do that is to celebrate vandalism, saying Crown Heights stay winning after someone threw an egg at a stranger's Cybertruck and placed dog feces on it. Here's Naftali at an Abolish the Police rally. You can see he's not leading the protest, just blending in amongst the other recruits. He can get his photo op later because the way this works is combining all the leftist causes together to make the individual causes look bigger than they are. And of course he works with a DSA, which is why I ran into him at this DSA Tax the Rich rally. On LinkedIn, you can see Naftali frequently doing his paid protester posts, saying, come work with and help us expand our effort to win reparations across the country. And Naftali is recruiting nationwide in Chicago, the Bay Area, and Baltimore. Now let's see what happens when we click on one of these links attached. It's a 9-week contract, part-time, paying $3,400 in stipends, issued bi-weekly, and they're looking for someone excited about experimentation and will recruit people and train them to drive turnout to events. We see Nicole Carty at the top of the Get Free movement. She says the George Floyd protests were the reason Biden won the 2020 election. Now we can see that these protest NGO groups are about one thing: getting Democrats elected. So it's only fitting that donations to Get Free are funneled through Act Blue, who is under investigation by the Department of Justice for foreign contributions. Act Blue has funneled billions of dollars for activist groups like Indivisible Twin Cities, who is orchestrating the resistance on ICE agents in Minneapolis. Indivisible has been caught paying protesters, and they've received over $7.6 million from the Open Society Foundation, funded by George Soros. All right, well, I have to go for a stand here.
This is low-hanging fruit, Department of Justice. Act Blue is still raking in billions and throwing out billions. Again, low-hanging fruit here. We had this big announcement from Kash Patel and the DOJ about how they arrested the Benghazi terrorists, which is all well and good 15 years later.
What difference does it make?
Exactly. It makes a huge difference. Hillary Clinton, who gave the stand-down orders? Not that terrorist. I'm sure it came from higher up, and we all suspect it's what difference does it make that did that.
The #1 sciatic nerve pain vitamin all adults over 60 must eat. Did you know that sciatic nerve pain often has nothing to do with a bulging disc, spine problem, or a bad back? Nearly 90% of adults 60 years of age or older have bulging discs or disc degeneration, but absolutely no pain symptoms. Here's the problem. No matter what type of pain remedies you take or therapies you try, you're often only addressing the symptoms, not the real root cause. Leading experts are now
Of course, that has to be all brought out in court. But this is low-hanging fruit, and this is what's so annoying. And what's great about it is people like Nate Friedman, and all these great podcasters. The guy that we just love to death is Mike Benz at Mike Benz Cyber. He's talking about the EU Digital Censorship Act. Remember what happened to Parler? You think it can't happen again here? Think again. Because right now, France is imposing huge tariffs on Elon Musk to try to shut him down. So this whole EU Digital Censorship Act is just a prelude to try to encompass the United States and get it to the point where we don't have free speech either. And that's really huge. Okay, I'm going to get off my high horse. I want to lighten things up a little bit. You've been freezing your butt off lately, haven't you? Well, Al Roker says it's still global warming.
You guys talking when we were talking about all this cold air, and you said, well, if the planet's warming, how come it's so cold? So we thought we would answer that for you. So Arctic air is contained by this polar vortex. It keeps it up there in the Arctic. However, as the planet is warming, climate change has actually caused significant warming up into the Arctic. So as that warm air comes up into the Arctic, that weakens the polar vortex, that boundary, and it allows that cold air to move south. And that is why climate change, global planet warming, actually allows some parts of the country to be colder than usual.
Was it just me, or did that look like a big phallic symbol on the screen? Or was that Al Roker?
Well, he was the incredibly
Shrinking
shrinking Al
man.
Roker for a while, but now he's back inflated.
I almost put that in the Chiron. I almost labeled that in the Chiron, and then I figured, no, I'm going to rise above it. Then I say something like I said.
But even Bill Gates has come out and said global warming isn't the thing.
Bill Gates.
He's got other issues, but that's another
Clap
story.
on, clap off. Gonorrhea man, STD boy. Bill, you got to wrap it. Well, actually, just stay away from it.
Obviously didn't wrap that rascal, did he? Okay.
I knew you'd say that.
Yes, okay. We have more insanity coming up, including a new Puppy Bannon update.
Oh, you don't want to miss this one.
This one is epic. He's in the terrible 2 stage right
Yes,
now.
he
That's
is.
pretty much all I can say. Coming up next on Cowboy Logic.
Hey, everybody, we got a brand new sponsor at Cowboy Logic. 1776 promo code gets you 15% off.
SugarCreekGoods.com.
Yeah.
We are talking about all natural cleansers, scrubs,
Bar soap.
creams. This is the body butter. I love this. This is awesome stuff. Don, let me put a little bit on here. Don uses the Freedom Bar because the Freedom Bar is even more special, right? Because 100% of the Freedom Bar proceeds go to Jan Sixers. There you go. Perfect.
Freedom Bar, all proceeds go to J Sixers.
Again, it's sugarcreekgoods.com. Hey, I got the toner too, and let me tell you something. It minimizes the pores on your face.
Yeah,
It's
she
awesome.
uses it before the
I only
shows.
used it a couple days so
And
far.
I use this every day. And these bars last. They don't disappear like a lot of this stuff.
That's sugarcreekgoods.com, sugarcreekgoods.com.
We reached out to Val about a month and a half ago and said, would you ever consider creating a Cowboy Logic collection of soaps and body butter? And she said, absolutely. So we had to come up with 2 or 3 scents, S-C-E-N-T-S, that were kind of indicative to what we do.
You told me that you had a guest bedroom in your house that had tack, saddles and tack in it. And so you were looking for something that was leathery. So that's what we've got. Tack room. Probably can't read it, but it is leather, bergamot, and musk, because I wanted a little more than just leather. I wanted to mix and match and tweak it a bit. And so it smells really good. I was actually pleasantly surprised with the smell. And then Barn Party, it's like this. It is hay, balsam, vetiver, and cinnamon. You said that you were kind of looking for something that would smell like a horse. And so I had to really do some serious research on what does a horse smell like?
Horses actually do have, we have a couple horses that have a real sweet smell to them.
All right, talk about
So
Silver
this-
Fox.
This one was special just for Don. And he was telling me about the cologne that his mother had bought for him years ago. And he stopped using it after she passed because he didn't want it to run dry. And so I looked up the cologne. I'm not going to mention who or what it is, but I looked up the cologne. And because it's no longer made, they were able to post online their top notes, middle notes, and base notes. So I got them all.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
you want to get something cool, go pick up the Cowboy Logic collection, sugarcreekgoods.com. Use your promo code 1776. We're not making any money off of any of this. Any of the proceeds, the 20% of it, that Val makes, it's going to the J6ers.
Ink on the indictment, still wet with your blood. Judges on payroll, gavels banging like a flood. Solitary key, just 23-hour black. They want us to crack, but we breathe through the crack. Let us till my daughter smuggle past the gods. Tell mommy I'm innocent, carved in the yard. You burn the flag of freedom on a global stage. We'll torch your narrative in a white hot rage. Can you feel the tremor in the prison yard ground? 1,500 souls still making that sound.
All right, everybody. Still there.
Still there.
I want to keep talking about this because I want to stress the importance of the difference between streaming it, listening to it, like on Spotify and iTunes and Amazon and all that other stuff, wherever you guys listen to your music, and actually downloading it. Downloading it generates much more revenue, like $1.29 every. Is that what it is? Did you look?
Yeah, it's mice nuts, but it's
still
better than
it's still. If you stream it, we get like a penny or two.
Exactly.
Okay. All of the money, every cent that is generated from the downloads and streams of that song is going to go to Stand in the Gap Foundation. Stand in the Gap. You guys know Sarah McAbee and
See, most
Shane
people
Jenkins.
think if you have a best-selling record now, you make millions. 20, 30 years ago, that was the case.
Not anymore.
Not with, obviously online, people were pirating stuff, and you actually have to go on tour. Don Newman could go on tour now to make money.
No. But here's the thing. Stand in the Gap is very high profile. You guys see the ads all the time on Real America's Voice, and we're so grateful for that. Because of that, they are being inundated with J6 requests. Mm-hmm. Okay? There are more requests for assistance and funding from J6ers to Stand in the Gap than they've got donations. So just do us a favor, download the song, and I'm telling you, every penny. And we don't see these reports, or we don't see the revenue for 3-4 months. It's quarterly, I think. Mm-hmm. Download it. Mm-hmm. Still there, and then my last name, Neuen. Okay.
There's so many really great candidates running out there. We've talked with Don Brown against Michael Whatley, and hopefully he'll
discover the true hidden cause of neuropathy. Hint, it's not what your primary doctor has been telling you.
If you're struggling with neuropathy, it means that your peripheral nerves are damaged and eroding. This leads to symptoms such as burning, tingling, numbness, and weakness. Everyday activities like walking, standing, and even sleeping become incredibly uncomfortable. If this sounds like you, you're not alone. Millions of Americans
He'll be the next senator from North Carolina, and we're going to talk to Steve Toth later on the show, who is running against Dan Crenshaw. But a woman who has just been stellar is Harriet Hagerman.
Yes.
I mean, she's just amazing. She obviously beat Liz Cheney.
Like a drum.
Yeah, like by 43% for Congress in Washington. Now she's running for Senate. Now, just before the break, I talked about Mike Benz discussing the EU Digital Censorship Act. Again, this is the EU and the UK kind of closing in on the U.S. to try to stop and censor our social media here. In fact, I really think that we need to rein in NATO on this, and I think Trump needs to use his powers to stop this right now. But there is a thing called the Granite, something or other called the Granite. Wyoming brought it up. That's why I brought up Harry Hagerman. The Granite bill that allows us little guys to have the ability to sue to protect our own free speech. Now, this is only in the state of Wyoming, but it needs to be done elsewhere. And it all goes, a lot of it goes back to Epstein. Believe it or not, he was a financial facilitator for a lot of this stuff, besides all the other stuff that he allegedly did, and we are seeing now dribble out. But Wyoming, again, it's the Granite bill to allow little people, us folks, to sue. Trump, it really needs to step up to the plate, if you ask me, and it has to be done soon. I agree with Mike Benz on this, well before 2026, let alone 2028, because they are going to, just like Parler, they can pull the plug on an instant, and that is not good. All right, so the Super Bowl has come and gone, and we hope you watch the alternative halftime show. He's going to watch the Super Bowl.
I'm going to watch the game.
No, I'm not.
But I'm definitely switching at 8 o'clock.
I'm going to go out and ride a horse, okay? Anyhow, to me...
You better hurry.
Yeah, to me, this actually should have been a Super Bowl ad.
Democrats used to believe that border security and immigration enforcement were just common sense ideas. Don't believe it? Take their word for it.
Americans are right to demand better border security and better enforcement of the immigration laws. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders. It has become an extraordinary problem.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. And we must do more to stop it.
Biden, yes or no, would you allow the cities to ignore the federal law?
No.
Any city should listen to the Department of Homeland Security. The city made a mistake not to deport someone that the federal government strongly felt should be deported. Just because your child gets across the border, that doesn't mean the child gets to stay.
We do not think the comprehensive health care benefits should be extended to those who are undocumented workers and illegal aliens. We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration.
People say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants from coming here? And the number one answer we give is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud.
Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple.
Open borders. You're doing away with the concept of a nation state.
Our nation, like all nations, has the right and obligation to control its borders, and no matter how decent they are, no matter their reasons, the 11 million who broke these laws should be held accountable.
For decades, these weren't controversial or radical ideas. The only thing that changed is them.
Western
Let me
Lensman.
make something really clear, and I'm not educating anybody. It's because they figured out that that is their voter base.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
You had illegals coming across a wide open border with Biden T-shirts. You know, I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. By the way, John Ossoff, one of our two...
Never heard of her.
Illegitimately elected senators here in Georgia, said he's against the SAVE Act, which would obviously help, but he's requiring IDs to get into his fundraiser.
That's right.
Just so you know that. You know who else is
All right.
against the SAVE Act? Mike Pence. Gee, that's all you need to know.
Shocking.
Now, again, the SAVE Act isn't the be-all and end-all, but it's a huge thing, and they absolutely know they are screwed if they if that goes through.
Listen, I got to set this up. I got to do it quickly. You guys have seen the Puppy Bannon updates, right?
Ooh, he's so evil now.
Okay. This week, Donna placed some fish. We were going to have fish for dinner on Thursday night, I think. Wednesday or Thursday night.
Piece of salmon.
It was a salmon fillet.
Big piece of
and
salmon.
then I don't like salmon. Too dry. Don't like it. I had tilapia fillets. And she was thawing them out on the counter. And this happened.
Who did that? Oh my God.
That happened.
I can't, he is in the terrible
And I
two
think
stage
Ron,
right now.
I think Ron said, "Why do you have a camera in your kitchen?" Well, I had to zoom in 200% so you could see what was going on with that. That covers front door, side door. You know, it's a wide angle, and it's got a lot of coverage. But that little,
He's a brat now.
yeah,
He's in a terrible two stage.
But here's the thing. Your reaction was epic. And by the way, that's Donna's barn look, if you guys didn't notice.
Hoodies.
She just come back from the barn. But
Insulated pants.
there's your puppy Bannon update, everybody. Now he's a fish lover. Not only does he love bok choy, but he loves fish. And he got a lot of it that night, and we got none.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
If you support Trump as president, you need to listen to this. We're asking America First Patriots one simple question, and this is going viral. Visit the next page.
Not fixing 2020 will damn our nation forever. The historic Maricopa County full forensic audit effort processed 20,895,610 digital and forensic images of varying formats, resulted in 208 million individual evidence-proof files. The system processed over 58 billion forensic measurements, resulting in over 2 trillion individual base computations. No hopium, no hype, just hardcore forensic evidence. Please make sure the Maricopa County Full Forensic Audit Archives survive. Donate now. So if you want what happened in the 2020 election fixed, then please donate to protect and secure this historic evidence. We can't do it without you. We need you. America needs you. Our future needs you. Please donate now.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This Week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's countdown to the royal wedding is brought to you by Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet the Press data download brought to you by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
On how to find the hidden sugars in the American family diet. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, everybody, this is Don Newen and Donna Fiducia with Cowboy Logic. And this episode is brought to you by ivermectin.
Brought to you by
ivermectin.
Yeah, really.
We will never be brought to you by Pfizer.
Absolutely.
Because they don't want to talk to us.
No.
And we wouldn't take their money anyway. But we got our buddy. We got our personal doctor. Dr. X-Ray is in the barn with us. And he is going to be here for, count them, three segments. That's right.
People are saying, where's Dr. X-Ray? Where's Dr. X-Ray?
X-Ray, we love you, brother. Full disclosure, Dr. X-Ray is our personal doctor. He has been guiding us medically for many, many, many years. He has kept us healthy, and he has made us healthier. And he advised, you guys know him, he's been on probably 400 episodes of Cowboy Logic. But I got to tell you guys something. Do you see the way Dr. X-Ray looks right now? He's all blurry and everything. That's the way my entire world looks. Mm-hmm. Because Donna got the new eyes, then the horse got a new eye, and I haven't gotten any new eyes yet. So my world looks like what you see with Dr. X-Ray. But we're going to change that, and I'm going to call the shot on this right now. Ron, I want you to clear this up for everybody. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Dr. X-Ray. That is the brother we love. That is the man that keeps us healthy and that advises us on all things medical.
And many of our viewers, too.
That's right.
It's amazing,
Dr. X-Ray,
how your information's helped.
In 2020 and especially 2021, can you even put a number on the phone calls that you and I made to our viewers and the lives that we helped and saved over the course of that year?
I can't put a number on it, but I know it was a lot. I know a couple of times a week we were taking emails and calls from people and guiding them with vitamin D and ivermectin, even telling people how to have their family members sneak ivermectin into the hospital to them so they could take it and get well before
the straw method seemed to be the best way.
Put the pills inside a straw and bring them
Chick-fil-A straw, because they're a little thicker than the McDonald's and the Burger King straws.
And we should call attention to the fact, because everybody always wants to know, you see a crawl across the screen there, cowboylogic.us/health, for all the information on ivermectin and the uses of all of the stuff which we're going to get to,
and
that we take.
No money. I want to be very clear about this. There's not a single thing on that website that you see going, that URL going across the top of the screen. We don't make any money on it. We don't have any deals with any of these people. What's there is what this man, our personal doctor, has advised us to use. Yep. You can use some of it, you can use all of it. But I'm going to tell you something. Dr. X-Ray, when is the last time that either Donna and I had even the sniffles of a head cold? Ever.
Not since you had COVID in 2020.
Yeah.
2020, everybody.
Almost over 5 years ago.
And we're going, yeah.
Okay, so
let's get down to business.
Let's get down to the health stuff that's going on now. And this is bigly. The first multi-million-dollar lawsuit against organizations that basically mutilate children under the guise of gender affirmation. I mean, this is a girl. I think she was 16 at the time. She had a double mastectomy. I mean, this is just evil, is what it is, quite honestly. But it's a multi-million-dollar settlement, and this is a game changer, no?
Yes, this is huge. To have a malpractice suit, you have to show four things. One is you have to show that the doctor had a duty to take care of the patient, a responsibility. Then you have to show that they breached that duty, that they failed to meet what's called a standard of care, and that's what they proved in this. A standard of care is basically the question, what would any reasonable physician do in this same situation? Then you have to prove that that breach caused the injury, and then you have to prove damages. Now, the way she went after this suit was proving that they did not give her informed consent. They did not tell her all of the hazards and all of the downsides of having this surgery. And these gender reassignment or sex reassignment surgeries are very hazardous, and the hazards have been known. There was a large study published in 2011, which was 8 years before she had her surgery, that showed that there were severe long-term psychological post-operative problems, severe long-term physical problems, anxiety, depression, psychiatric disorders, suicidal ideation, suicidal attempts. In fact, in one study that was the largest one ever performed, they showed that there was a 20 times higher suicide rate among people who have had this surgery compared to other people in the same age, same economic group, and same everything else.
All right.
And this has been known for years, and they failed to disclose that to her. And how many people would walk up and do something if the doctor said, well, you're 20 times more likely to commit suicide if we do this, but we'll go ahead and do it anyway.
But here's the thing.
My question has always been, why are the doctors performing these?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, what happened to, the Hippocratic Oath? I mean, it's almost a hypocritical oath, quite honestly. This is the first do no harm. We're seeing total Trump derangement syndrome across the medical field as well, with nurses saying, they're going to they want to kill people. I mean, it's amazing to me.
We are, and as long as they've been doing these surgeries, they have never found one study that shows that the patient's mental health, physical health, anxiety, or any other metric they measure was improved. So you're looking at a procedure that has no upside and only downside, and doctors are still performing it. And that's why I've been against them from the beginning. I've read these studies and I've seen it. It's like your doctor saying, why don't you drink some Drano? I mean, why would they say that? Because there's no upside to drinking Drano. There's only risk and downside.
Let me ask you this, Doc.
Watch what happens when a 50-year-old man blocks DHT naturally for just 90 days. Day 1, nothing visible yet. Just another middle-aged guy staring at his disappearing hairline. Day 30, baby hairs start appearing.
Doc, you said a term. Is it advised consent or what was
informed consent?
Informed consent. All right.
That is.
Can that argument be used with regard to the vaccine, the COVID vaccine?
That's exactly why this is so huge, because nobody got informed consent before they got these vaccines. And before Warp Speed was even signed and became a thing, we talked about the increased death rate, the increased cancer rate, the increased immune disease rate of anything associated with these mRNAs. We talked about how for 20 years they could not bring one to market because they could not pass any of the clinical testing for safety testing. And this was known by anybody who researched this. I mean, I'm a stupid radiologist. I looked at this for about 4 hours with another radiology friend of mine, and we said, oh, these things are dangerous. They're going to be terrible. And yes, that's why this is so huge. This can be applied to the same standard of care for informed consent for giving these vaccines.
It's really unbelievable. Yeah, I can't believe Don actually really asked a very poignant question. Anyhow.
X-ray, you see what I got to put up with here, man? Does Mrs. X-ray do this to you? Especially like on a national television show?
No, she's a nurse. She's really smart too. She's probably just as smart as he is too. So that's another.
And I love this woman. I love this woman more than anything on this planet.
But seriously, I mean, for how many years did we see? Maybe in August when kids go, back to school and they're starting to do football practice, that a kid here and there might have a heart condition, might faint, might die, unfortunately. And it almost became commonplace right after the COVID vaccine. And
it's because they were blowing their hearts up, man.
You can't talk about it.
You and I talked about that for years.
Yeah, and we saw, I think this guy's on the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, he was the one who basically died on the field, but they had enough people there to revive him. And, so he's one of the few that could come back from this.
All right, we've only got we got less than a minute.
Well,
before
I want to talk about
stadiums have better emergency medical centers than most hospitals.
Right, exactly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see the crawl going across the top of the screen, cowboylogic.us/health. On that website, you will see everything that we use as a protocol. And in the next segment, we're going to bring up a screen that'll show you this, and we're going to have our good Dr. X-Ray walk through each one of those. But I'm telling you, this man, saved our lives, saved many of you viewers' lives, and we haven't been sick since November of 2020. And I attribute exactly what we do to keeping us healthy. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go to drstellamd.com, you can actually telemedicine with her and become one of her personal patients. And then that's where the good things start happening, because she's got this network of doctors, network of pharmacies all over the United States, all 50 states, that'll fill these prescriptions for you and ship them to your home. drstellamd.com. 1776 promo code gets you 5% off. Fill those medicine cabinets now. Don't wait till you're sick.
Hello, everybody. Kelly Meggs. I'm sure you know me at this point if you watch Don and Don at all. But Tonight I let the dogs out for the last time and was kind of doing my nightly ritual. I sit outside a lot because I don't like being inside because of the jail cell thing, but I reflected a lot on this past week and with Charlie Kirk being assassinated and everything that happened with him. You know, our prayers all go out to him, but we also have a sense of what can we do? What can we do as Americans and as citizens to stand up against this? And what we can do is we can support companies that support us and support what we believe in our country. And Sugar Creek Goods is one of those companies. I just took a shower, like before bed. That's what I do every night. And I thought about this while I was in the shower. I'm like, this is a fantastic product. Not only is it an amazing product, but it's a company that supports our beliefs and in America. So if you want to do something, use your promo code 1776 and make a difference. Buy from an American company that supports Americans and supports what we believe in. Not what the media and everybody else tells you to believe in, but the truth. Use your promo code 1776. And God bless you. And God bless America.
As I walk through the city overrun by the left, I take a look at Tim Walz and realize he's so inept. Cause he's been scheming and frauding so long that even Melania thinks he's a big ding-dong. But I never crossed a lib who didn't deserve it. Now you get called out by Trump, I hope that it's worth it. You got my eyes agent stressing with your protesting, so please follow orders or they'll be arrested. I hate to power trip, but I gotta though. Got no paper, send you back to the land below. Fool, you the type of bee to come and drive an SUV over the police out of spite, then you crash into street lights. Them spending most them nights at a protest while they swear at ICE. Sometimes they pay a price at a protest while they swear at ICE. I must protect the nation and solve inflation, so I'm asking you to quit. Ain't got time for this shit, so we need to let ICE do their jobs now. Don't you have a CVS somewhere to rob now, fool?
You like that new bumper?
Badass.
Trump is a gangster.
Yeah, he is. Badass, that's for sure.
He's an OG. He's an original gangster.
Oh, okay. That's an OG?
All right, let's get back in here with Dr. X-Ray. Ron, if you can very quickly get the video that we're going to run with Dr. X-Ray that's going to show you guys right now what we're taking currently. This is as of today. Mm-hmm. And we've got them all laid out. There you go. We've got ivermectin, we got monolaurin, we've got D3, we got quercetin, we got NAC, we got nattokinase, and we got chaga mushroom. Now, I take the ivermectin once a week. Mm-hmm. Donna and I take it once a week. I take monolaurin and chaga mushroom twice a day, and everything else I take once a day. So, Doc, you want to walk? Can you see that well enough to see what we've got on there?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Ivermectin is probably the most important thing on there. Once a week, ivermectin is great. It protects you from all kinds of viruses, RSV, COVID, all the colds, all the RNA viruses, and some of the DNA viruses. There are some other uses for ivermectin that people may not know about, and it's things we use them for. You know how when you travel around the country and you go to Boston or you go to Iowa or you go to Texas, those people all sound different than you and you sound different to them? Well, viruses are the same way. When you go to different parts of the country, they all have different antigenic properties on their coats. So you're not immune to those viruses, and that's why people get sick when they travel. So if you take ivermectin, a good-sized dose the day before you travel, and then once in the middle of the travel, and then once before you come back home, it'll prevent all these things. And we did a test of this on our own over Christmas where I did not take the ivermectin before I went away for Christmas, our Christmas vacation, and Mrs. X-Ray did. She stayed perfectly healthy. I came home sick as a dog.
This is what 92 hair washes can do in 6 months. Not 10 washes, not 30 washes.
She just kept taking it after. She just kept taking it after we got home, and she never
Man,
got
before you
together.
travel again, please give me a call so I can advise you on how to properly do this, okay?
And fenbendazole is another thing that's not in that
but
picture.
that's not on there. Go back to that
what's
screen,
another one?
Ron, if you don't mind, and let's keep going through these. We got to do it a little quicker, but start with the monolaurin.
Monolaurin is an antiviral drug. You should only take that when you're sick, when you have a cold or something like that. Vitamin D3 is another thing you need to take every day. You need to get your level up above 50 nanograms per deciliter if you're having it checked. It's very important. It works with the ivermectin to prevent infections. Quercetin has the same effect as ivermectin, and they're complementary, and taking that is good with that. NAC is a drug that lowers your cholesterol and your triglycerides and helps with fatty liver, and I take one of those every day as well. Nattokinase is something you should take if you've had the vaccine, because it destroys the spike protein that's floating around in your body and will float around in your body for the rest of your life after you take the vaccine. And chaga mushroom just enhances the immune system.
All right, so again, now, contrary to what you just said, I'm taking monolaurin and chaga twice a day. I'm splitting the recommended dosage up. I'm doing one in the morning and one at night.
I don't know.
But
I don't know how he just like lines all the stuff up and just
I take
ingests it
4
all.
of them at once, and that's that. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to question it.
It's working.
Because it's working.
Yep.
Everybody that I work with is getting sick.
Yep.
All kinds of technicolor stuff coming out of their nose. But I'm telling you, we haven't been sick since November of 2020. And this man is why.
I think what's huge, too, Dr.
That's
X-Ray.
rare, because I get sick now and then.
But
but you don't listen to your own.
Doctors are always their
Their
worst,
worst
patients.
patients.
Exactly. Nattokinase is huge, though, if
This
you've been
nurse I know
vaccinated.
tells me that too.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, nattokinase is useful if you've been vaccinated, because it does destroy the spike protein. It's inexpensive, and it's easy to take. It has no side effects, and it completely obliterates the spike protein that your body is producing.
Which I would assume is beneficial if you came down with COVID, because you got hit with the spike protein. Am I correct?
But they've never done any research on people post-COVID to see if they're still producing the spike protein after they cure themselves from COVID. They're only looking at the people who have taken the vaccine.
Ron, show that screen, the full screen of it, if you don't mind, one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do while this full screen is up is take a picture with your cell phone of this. Take a picture of that right there, and then you can go to cowboylogic.us/health, and you can see links of where you can pick all this stuff up. But there's your picture. And that was taken in the bathroom. Actually, the picture of Donna in a bathing suit, you can't see because it's behind the monolaurin.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Unfortunately, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer did show it on his show.
Well, yeah. All right, let's get back to being able to see Dr. X-Ray, because it's the first time you guys have ever actually seen what he looks like.
The other thing is NAC, which is good since I like my glass of wine at night, so this stops the fatty liver. That's a big thing. You start to get kind of run down when you get older, so that's a biggie.
Yeah. NAC has the same effect as any of the statins on cholesterol and triglycerides without the statin side effects.
Yeah, that's a biggie. Talk about briefly, if you could, and I know we didn't talk about this before, but so many people are saying how the fenbendazole and the ivermectin is also helping with cancers.
There are no official studies of that, but you can find that on the imahealth.org site, imahealth.org. There's a section on cancer treatment. Merrick and Macus are the ones responsible for that. We have coached a few people who have had cancers, and we've had them taking the ivermectin and fenbendazole, and they've had very good results. I've done coached other people who are not involved with this show with that, and have had greater results. The ivermectin and fenbendazole combination is just very good for things like lymphoma and lung cancer, ovarian cancer, colon cancer, brain cancers, and things like that. And these things are just, in the vaccinated people, these things are just amazingly increasing in the numbers we're seeing. And I see it every day at work.
With the fenbendazole, do you recommend the 222 strength or the 444?
I bought mine from India, so I got the 500 milligram strength.
You got the turbo.
The turbo. But Dr. Mackis, that you did mention, he's out of Canada, and he's being totally attacked because the Canadian government doesn't really care about their people, which is getting more and more prevalent, unfortunately, around the world. But he's been huge with this anti-cancer stuff.
Let me go back real quickly to that question, because when our viewers go and they look for fenbendazole, they're going to see 222 and 444 as the most common two. Mm-hmm. What do you suggest, Doc?
The 440 is the one. I think 440 is the one that the Joe Tippin protocol has. I'd have to look that up. It may be the 220.
Well, for maintenance, 220, I'm sure, is just fine.
Yes.
Just real quick, in this last minute that we have here, Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, the new NIH chief, says that he's stopping all gain-of-function research, no lockdowns in the future. Unfortunately, Fauci's a free man, but get on that real quick if you can, going into the break.
Well, gain-of-function research is just looking at how you take something that is a normal pathogen and make it much more deadly. Like, how do you take a virus that won't even affect humans and have it kill 4 or 5% of the people that it infects, or 1% of the people that it infects? And they're doing some gain-of-function where they say they have viruses up to where they will kill 30 or 40% of the people they affect, and then they're keeping those in labs, and then those accidentally get released, and then you have these viral infections going around, like one in India right now that has a fairly high mortality rate, but it hasn't left India, and it's not spread through aerosol transmission. It's spread through handling feces. So,
well, I guess the way to get around that is just let's not handle feces, everybody. Let's refrain from that.
But they found a lab in Las Vegas recently, too, that had just been...
I thought it was California.
It was California. They shut it down, and then they reopened it in Las Vegas. I mean, this is insanity. And you've got people who, like Bill Gates, wanting to do this stuff, and the guy, quite honestly, didn't even graduate college. It's just insanity.
Well,
evil.
He's got venereal disease. Is there any of that stuff that he could be taking, Dr. X-Ray? Well, we've got 20 seconds. Sorry, Bill. Not going to be able to help you out with the answer on that.
He's got STD there. Yeah, but that's another story.
Yeah.
When we come back, I want to talk about...
Clap on, clap off.
I want to talk about making America healthy again, basically because we are supposedly eating better foods. We'll be back with Dr. X-Ray for another segment right after this.
Patriots Relief, your America First CBD company. We are Christian, conservative, and committed to helping you feel your best. Are you tired of chronic pain holding you back? It's time for a change. Experience the remarkable healing properties of CBD, expertly designed to alleviate pain and promote internal balance. Patriots Relief is here for you. Visit our website or call now. Use your promo code to unlock exclusive savings. Patriots Relief, helping you get out of pain and live life to the fullest.
This crazy world is telling you your sons can be daughters and your daughters can be your sons. When will the madness stop? Never. So you have to decide, will you comply or defy? They tell us all, you will own nothing, eat bugs, and be happy. Is this why America's largest food processing plants and food supply plants keep burning down? Do you really think this is a coincidence?
You're not going to believe what this shampoo does to your hair. I've seen men go from this thin, patchy, receding to this visibly thicker, strong.
Of course not. The system is telling us right to our faces what they have planned for us. You have a choice. Comply or simply defy their plan for us all. Defy the system's plan and execute your own plan. Abundant, safe, secure natural food supply. Introducing the Food Forest Bible. This bestseller by Jovan Hutton Pulitzer is the single most complete, executable, easy-to-follow plan for sustainable, self-managing food production for self-sufficiency and food security. For the first time ever, a coffee table, heirloom quality full color book which unlocks the ancient secrets of creating a food forest. Imagine planting in a way which requires no digging, no pesticides, and creates massive ancient food abundance. No fooling. Food forests are the ancient secret to planning and planting once. And have your own Garden of Eden, which will feed your families for decade after decade. Buck the system. Buck the New World Order and order your very own copy of Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's Food Forest Bible. Learn how to create a sustainable, self-managing, natural food production for self-sufficiency and food security for your family. Side yard, small yard, backyard, backlot, or even lots of acres, the Food Forest Bible works for everyone. Order on Amazon, hardcover, softcover, or ebook. Don't comply. Expertly defy the system.
Play, Donna, like you did in the video.
I never knew I was a drummer.
I didn't either until I made you one. That was so awesome. We have to say hello to Dana. Mm-hmm. Now, this show is airing a week after the Super Bowl. So what we're going to do, because we don't know the outcome of the Super Bowl because it's going to be played tomorrow.
And we're not watching it anyhow.
Well, yeah, we are.
No,
but we're going to watch the halftime. We watched the halftime show.
I'm not watching it at all.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it. Hey, listen. Dana, great job. So glad that the Seahawks won.
That's just
I've got a 50% chance of being right on that.
Educated guess.
Hey, pick up your Ron Phillips makes these drumsticks. They are signature series Cowboy Logic Barn Party drumsticks. Go to cowboylogic.com and you can pick up your own set of drumsticks. They make great Valentine's gifts.
Yes, they do.
All right.
The other thing that we've missed this week is his birthday. His birthday. Don is now officially on Medicare.
I'm on Medicare. I am on Medicare, not Medicaid.
Let's bring back Dr. X-Ray.
All right. Look at that. We can see Dr. X-Ray. Yay,
it's so
us.
awesome to see our Dr. X-Ray in the flesh.
Well, happy birthday, Doc.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Doc. 65.
So I sent you a card.
Huh?
My little reminder didn't pop up to send you a card.
Well, my birthday's not yet.
Well, it's coming.
But you always do.
See,
every year you send me one of these cool cards.
And by the time the show airs, it will have passed. So that's okay.
Yep.
All right. So
65. Staying alive.
Man. Yes, I robbed the cradle.
I can drive 65 down our dirt road if I want to, because there are no speed limit signs on it.
You and your lovely wife feel that you are a lot healthier since you've moved, quite honestly, out of the country. And that is because they have healthier foods. And, God bless RFK Jr. He's trying to remove all the garbage from the food here and with the upside down food pyramid and everything else. But talk a little bit about that, because to make America healthy again, we got to stop all the additives.
We have to stop all the poisons, and that's one of the things they've done down here. For the people who don't know, we live in Mexico. Yes, I know I'm a traitor after 24 years in the military, moving to Mexico. The food down here is much more pure. For example, there's a law that if you put antibiotics or hormones or any other things in your meat, there's a 10-year prison sentence. So we don't have big poofy chickens that are fake colored and things like that. When you go out and buy a ham, it looks like the color of my skin because it doesn't have all these color additives to give it what is considered a more appealing flavor. We have a store here in town called the DAC, which is a vegetable and fruit store, and farmers start bringing in all of their things around 4 in the morning. We used to live about a block from it. And there are prohibitions on spraying insecticides or any of the chemicals on any of the vegetables or fruits, and that again carries a prison sentence. So everything is clean. In fact, they import apples from the U.S., and the apples have to be can't be treated. They can't be sprayed with that thing that makes them all smiley looking and shiny and things like that. So the chemicals are out of the food. The other thing, we live 30 miles from the 6th busiest airport in the world, and we don't see these, quote, contrails, no jet tracks, which we all know now is spraying of the atmosphere. Our sky down here is crisp blue, and when AMLO was president, if anyone brought a jet down here and sprayed any of that stuff, he was going to confiscate the jet and put the crew in jail for life.
I don't understand why. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Mexico is the last place on earth I would have thought that was the case. When you were visiting here, it was a fall, this a few years ago, and you could. It was fall. Well, I'm from New Jersey. What can I say? It was fall. All right, but we were driving past some cornfields that were brown. And you said, see, that's glyphosate. They basically freeze it. Explain that. I mean, I had no idea.
Well, they spray glyphosate, which is Roundup, on the corn so that it all freezes and doesn't rot or continue to overripen until they have time to harvest it. So they wait until the corn is ripe. They spray all the fields. They wait for that to dampen down, and then they go out and harvest the corn. Mexico will not import any corn or wheat from the U.S. because of the glyphosate on it. Glyphosate is one of the chemicals that's commonly used in the U.S. that is not allowed anywhere else in the world.
And we wonder why we're all getting cancer. The other thing
Well, we're not, because we're taking ivermectin and Femben and quercetin.
The other thing that was used... I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're on our sixth week of that. We're never New Year's resolution type people, but we started a thing that I started calling a New Year's resolution that the first 6 weeks of every year, we take daily ivermectin and we take fenbendazole 3 days a week for 6 weeks. And it's cured up all these pre-malignant things that I normally get for skin cancers and all these things.
So,
and it's
I didn't know that.
So you do it, how often do you do that kind of therapy? Twice a year, once a year?
We just do it as a New Year's resolution once a year, and we take 0.4 or 0.5 milligrams per kilogram of ivermectin, and we do that 7 days a week for 6 weeks, and we take the fenbendazole 3 times a week, 3 days a week for 6 weeks. And this week is the 6th week of the year. This is the last week we're going to be doing that for this year. And then now we'll only take ivermectin when we start getting sick or when we travel.
Wow.
We'll remember to take mine when we travel.
As opposed to as a weekly preventative like we're doing.
Watch what happens when a 50-year-old man walks DHT naturally for just 90 days. Day 1.
Correct?
It's like a purging, I guess, once a year.
We still do the weekly preventative. We still take the Sunday ivermectin every week.
Awesome. All right.
And so should you.
So, real quick, we buy
ours from India, 2,000 pills at a time. It costs $200 or $300 for 2,000 ivermectin and 100 fenbendazole. We have them shipped in, and she flies up and picks them up when she's picking up some other stuff. She cusses me for getting 2,000 little teeny tiny tablets and those blister packs, and she has to push them all out.
And we drink it. We get it from Tractor Supply. So.
And it's the same damn thing, everybody. You can go to Tractor Supply. You can order it online through Amazon. We use the injectable 1% for cattle and swine. You saw it in that picture that you just took a picture of, and it's got the syringe sticking in the top of it.
But you don't inject it. You drink it.
Yeah, you drink it. You squirt it into water.
And you drink it.
Don't do the horse paste. Come on. We've been saying this for 5 years now.
Okay, real quick. We got 2 minutes here. When you move to Mexico, the Trump derangement syndrome cases are going nuts here. you had to prove that you could take care of yourself. Unlike the 20 million or so that came here across an open border from Mexico that are getting a lot of free stuff. Just talk about that, because that, again, surprised me.
Yes, moving to Mexico involves first going to a Mexican consulate in the U.S., and you have to take bank statements, and you have to have a criminal background check to show that you've never committed any crimes. You have to take marriage licenses. You have to take all kinds of stuff to prove that who you are and that you're not a criminal and that you can support yourself. Your retirement income from Social Security has to be so much % greater than the max minimum wage here in Mexico. And if that goes away, you have to go away. Other interesting things down here is you're not allowed to criticize the government if you're a resident. If you participate in any protest, there was a little protest here last year when one of the resorts wanted to take up more beach space and take away some of the public beach space, so all the people in the area were protesting it. But if you're a resident and you go out and even participate in a small protest like that, they'll take your residency and kick you out of the country. You're not allowed to say anything objectionable to the government or about the government. So
if you're a resident, not a citizen, a citizen can protest all they want.
Like the illegals are doing here. Apparently, the U.S. has one of the least stringent requirements for immigrants anywhere in the world, and you'd never think that until you look at Minnesota.
They have the least enforced requirements for immigration.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're an illegal, if you come into Mexico illegally, they're going to throw you in jail for 6 months. And at the end of 6 months, when they go to let you out, if you don't have a plane ticket to go back from where you came, they don't let you out until you get that. And then if they let you out and you go and you come back in illegally again, they just put you in prison and forget you. You just stay.
Yeah.
Dr. X-Ray, we love you, brother. Thank you for finally showing us your beautiful mug there. I know that all of our viewers are elated and are celebratory at this very moment that they have been able to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the crawl, cowboylogic.us/health. You can go there and you can order the things that we take under his advisement, and we don't make any money on it. I want to make that clear. Ladies and gentlemen.
So great to see Dr. X-Ray.
Actually see him. You guys, we'll be right back.
Confidence that a good pickup man brings to an event. Nobody will ever give him credit for it. Thousands and thousands of miles driven, hundreds and hundreds of hours of being a good steward, and a horseman will never be recognized. But that one instant when he might have saved your son, your brother, your friend, by being in the right place at the right time.
Visit Minnesota, a land of beauty, where more than 10,000 sparkling lakes reflect endless blue skies. Just as memorable as the scenery are the people who call Minnesota home. Minnesotans embody a spirit of kindness and community that visitors feel instantly. If it's cultural diversity you're looking for, we have that too. From angry Somalis to angry lesbians, Minnesota has it all. But Minnesota is so much more. Enjoy winter sports, we have hockey and skiing, and bashing law enforcement SUVs with a metal pipe. Fun. Looking to go out in the evening for entertainment? Check out Minnesota's vibrant music scene. Or maybe an exciting fireworks show is more your speed. And of course, if you just want to spend hours practicing saying someone's name, you've come to the right place. What about the food? Shall we talk about the food? Okay, let's not talk about the food. But if it's cultural enrichment you're after, you can visit one of our world-class leering centers to leer even more about the fine state of Minnesota. So, if you've always wanted to visit Somalia, but are concerned it's too far away, come to Minnesota. Minnesota, because Somalia is too far away.
I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to go visit Minnesota.
No.
Said no one ever.
And unfortunately, they're trying to bring that to Texas as well, with all the junk going on there with Sharia law. So let's bring on Steve Toth. Steve Toth is a businessman.
Hey, nice lid.
Good guy in a white hat.
This is the RNC, Republican National Convention from 2024. This is my Trump delegate hat as a member of the Texas delegation. For Trump.
Nice.
Very
we
cool.
like the Western lids on this show.
All right, Steve, let me do a quick introduction because you are running against Dan Crenshaw. So we want to get to the meat of this. You're an American businessman, ordained pastor, and a politician, member of the Texas House of Representatives, Texas 15, but you are currently running for Congress against Dan Crenshaw. That's Texas 2.
Who has become one of the worst disappointments in congressional history, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I just felt like I needed to say that, Dan.
Really. All right. So here's the thing. You're in Texas. It's a huge problem as far as Sharia law, which I want to get to in a minute. But you've been endorsed by Veterans for America First and also Eddie Gallagher. Talk about that real quick, because that's one of our heroes that, quite honestly, was screwed over by Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah, I've been involved in working with veterans for the past 12 years. I started a ministry with Chad Robichaux. Chad is a retired Force Recon Marine. He gave his heart to Christ 13 years ago, walked away as a national champion in MMA fighting to start Mighty Oaks. And we've probably shared the gospel with some 500,000-600,000 guys. We've had 8,000 guys go through our intense 1-week program. We've lost 3 guys to suicide in 12 years, which no organization has even come close to that. And, but, you know, I was a big supporter of Dan's, honestly, when he first got in. I got behind him. A lot of our local folks got behind Dan as well. And he's just been a major disappointment. One of the biggest disappointments was what he did to Eddie Gallagher, who's, you know, a fellow SEAL, right? Eddie was accused of killing a terrorist, which I thought we sent these guys over there to kill terrorists. Yeah. But anyways, Eddie was accused of a war crime that would put him in jail for the rest of his life. If he did not get out to be able to put on a defense, there's no way he was going to win. And Dan wanted to keep him locked up, and instead of allowing him to go out and put on a defense so that he could prove his innocence. This is what the government did to him. They actually spied on him. They put malware in his emails, and they started listening in on all of his phone calls while he was in jail to his attorney. So he couldn't put on a defense that you and I would have access to. We get due process.
I can't believe you're saying this, because this is so much of the stuff that we're seeing with Jan Sixers as well. It's amazing what they did.
Hi, my name is Robert Love. I'm a neuroscientist, and I specialize in helping people prevent Alzheimer's disease with science. You may not know this, but a deficiency in magnesium is actually a risk factor for Alzheimer's disease. Dissection studies of brains of people who have Alzheimer's disease found that they had a less magnesium, so they had a deficiency in magnesium, and they had higher levels of aluminum. So exposure to aluminum and a deficiency in magnesium.
Violations, exactly.
And by the way, Crenshaw blames January 6th.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. You're America first, secure the border, defending the Second Amendment, supporting our military, empowering the people, a very high conservative rating. And Don had a question.
No, I've got I do have a question there, Steve. Our viewers are going to ask one simple question. Tell them why you should take this seat in Congress. Give them the reasons.
If you want to continue to stop the invasion of the United States of America, then you got to have fighters. Dan is unwilling to fight. So it was January 2024. He came to the Woodlands for a town hall for elected officials. And myself and Senator Creighton and other local elected officials, we asked him, why are you supporting this bipartisan border deal? Which anytime you hear the word bipartisan and border deal, you should run. Just danger, Will Robinson. Don't go near it, right? They've always been bad. So anyways, he got behind this bill that allowed 5,000 people to come into the country every single day. And we said, this is ridiculous. Close the border. And he said, y'all should be happy. You should be grateful that we're putting this bill forward because Texas can't close its border. And we're like, we have closed the border. We've closed the border several times. We just need you to keep the government out of our way. We've closed it. We need you to help us. We need you to go to Washington, D.C. and be an advocate for Texas, not the Democrats, not for Joe Biden, but for Texas. Texas is being broken by all the illegal immigration, all these people coming in. 53% of our babies born in Texas are Medicaid births. That's not sustainable.
Mm-hmm. You know,
what are you going to do? What are you going to do differently? That's what our viewers want to know.
I'm going to be a consistent and steady vote. I'm not going to come back from D.C. to Texas and advocate on behalf of Democrats in Democrat logic. I'm going to come back to Texas and advocate on behalf of them. And then I'm going to go to D.C. and I'm going to turn and fight. Look, there's a time to negotiate, and wisdom tells you that there's also a time to stand and fight. Texas border, our southern border, was bright blue. And why did it go bright red? Because they saw in Trump that which they wanted to see in Dan Crenshaw, which is a willingness to go to Washington, D.C. and fight to close the border. Dan wouldn't do that. Dan didn't do that. Mm-hmm. And that's why he needs to go home.
The American voters sent a clear mandate in the fall of 2024 regarding MAGA and what we wanted President Trump to do. Sadly, the elected officials in Congress and the Senate are not following that mandate. Will you tell the American voter right now that you will follow the MAGA mandate that was set forth in the way we all voted in the fall of 2024?
So I was endorsed by President Trump in 2022 and 2024 for that very specific reason, that everything that I have done with my voting record has been to stand for America first. That's what we need. Look, we just lost a Senate district 2 weeks ago, Senate District 9. Why did we lose that? Because there's so much cynicism in the heart and minds of Texans and Americans, because they hear us say all this stuff about what they're going to do, from everything from lock her up to closing the border to you name it, and it doesn't get done. It just doesn't get done. I'm going to stand faithfully with the president to advance his agenda. I'm going to work really hard, not on my own agenda, but I'm making sure that all the new members of Congress come in and do work on one thing, and that's to codify all the executive orders that Trump has put forward into law, because that's what we need to focus on.
I'm going to take that as a yes, then.
Hey, Steve,
yes,
real quick.
Yes, sure.
We got less than 2 minutes here. We got less than 2 minutes here. Steve Bannon has been huge on this on our network about banning Sharia law, which is also on the ballot. Talk about that, if you would.
We not only need to ban Sharia law, we need to ban bringing these people into the country. You know, Dan Crenshaw recently said, hey, there's nothing that the federal government can do. This is a states' rights issue, and if you don't believe in federalism, then that's the problem, but that only the Texas can handle this. No, look, there was a time when we did not allow people that believe in Sharia law into the United States, and we said, you can't come here. Why? In 1920, Congress said, you can't come here because you don't want to assimilate. Further, if you do want to come here, no matter where you're coming from, you got to have a sponsor. And that sponsor is responsible for making sure that you follow the law, you get a job, and you pay taxes. And if you won't do that, and if you want to assimilate, you get kicked out. Mm-hmm. And that's the way it needs to be again. The federal government needs to take an active role in anybody that comes into our country, especially people that are followers and believers in Sharia, that you cannot come here. Period.
Okay, we got 30 seconds. Early voting starting soon. When is the election? March what?
March 3rd.
March 3rd. So it's coming up. Folks, Steve Toth, let's send him to Congress because we need new blood in Washington, D.C. The website, you see it right there across the top, Steve Toth, forcongress.com, Steve Toth, forcongress.com. Texas second against Dan Crenshaw. We do need new blood. And, Steve, we wish you all the luck. Keep us posted on what's going on. Again, high conservative rating. You're not going to get a better candidate in Texas. And that's exactly what we need. Steve Toth, forcongress.com.
Lectern guy.
Lectern
Coming
guy.
up next.
You stole first steps, first games, first I love you. Turn family photos into evidence for the crew. Every bedtime story now ends with the cage. Your scalpel cut deep, we bleed rage. Baby, let the children cry in daddy's name. Can you hear the children cry in mommy's name? Can you hear the children cry in our names? Can you hear the children? Can you hear the children? Still there, though the world turned its back. 1,500 ghosts in the aftermath. They can lock the doors, they can silence the song, but the fire in our hearts.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Still there. Just a reminder to all of you that we recorded this song, Still There. We released it. It's available on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, all over the place. And every penny that is made off of that, every penny that's made off of that song, we will donate to Stand in the Gap to help benefit J6ers. And unlike many recordings that go out, there are no production fees that we are going to suck out of the earnings before we start sending money to Stand in the Gap. It'll be every penny. The important thing is the difference between you streaming it and downloading it. Streaming gives us about 2 cents, maybe, every time you do that. Downloading it will actually give us, what'd you figure out?
I think it's like $1.29.
All right. Big difference. So whether you like the song or not, we really don't care.
Wow, what a deal.
Download it, and then we'll send the money to Stand in the Gap.
That's standinthegap.foundation,
That's right.
too. They do take direct monthly, yearly, weekly, daily. Any kind of help you can do is certainly appreciated. Okay.
We've been waiting a long time for this dude.
We have been. Let's bring on one guy that you know as the lectern guy, a.k.a. Adam Johnson.
What's
there he is.
up, man?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Glad we can make this work out.
Hey, well, are you unlicensed to move furniture?
That is the term that we were using. Yes, sir.
Nice.
Didn't have a permit to move furniture, so I was the present for it.
Adam is the guy that you see in between the velvet ropes with the lectern, Nancy Pelosi's lectern in the Capitol. And his book is called Unlicensed Furniture Movers. You can find it at unlicensed.furnituremovers.com.
Well, we need to correct something that you just said.
What?
You didn't remove Nancy's lectern.
Oh, okay.
You were carrying around the people's lectern. Yes. Am I correct, Adam?
That is absolutely correct. It is the people's property.
Nancy doesn't own it.
So was the Capitol, for that matter, but it didn't seem to matter back then.
Very true.
But
also, the book is actually called Taking a Stand.
Taking a Stand. Taking a stand. Okay. At Lectern Leader, you see
why we've been waiting and we're with anticipation of this interview.
So, I mean, tell us about what happened to you on January 6th. You did do time.
I did. I went to Coleman Federal Prison for, I think it was about 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks. I was supposed to be released a couple weeks early, but they lost the paperwork in the mix. I did a total of 21 days in isolation from both county jail. The first 4 days I was arrested, and 17 at Coleman because I was unvaccinated.
Yeah, we heard that a lot, especially with those guys up in D.C.
Yeah. You had to go into solitary if you wouldn't take the jab. I mean, this is just insanity. But you have turned this whole thing around. First of all, you're running in Manatee County, Florida, for a District 6 county commissioner seat, which is awesome.
That is correct.
VoteAdamJohnson.com, folks. You can find him there, all of his information. But you're also on a Capitol tour, literally. And how many different lecterns have you basically taken pictures with?
Just relocated. Relocated.
Yes, relocated.
Tactically relocated. Yeah, it's more of a feng shui thing, really. You know, they were in the wrong places. I adjust them to be parallel with the rooms, perfectly center. That's what we do. I think I just hit my 40th Capitol last month in January. But again, haven't been arrested for walking through a building yet, again. So,
that's because it wasn't that building.
Nothing to do with.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with being there that day and walking through the building. It was the regime that was in charge afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you cannot tell us the election was stolen. You cannot come here to our ivory tower and protest. That's what it's about. They don't care if you burn down a Walgreens. They don't care if you burn down a Target. They don't care if you loot and steal and set up barricades. They care if you come to them and air your grievances.
Yeah.
But that is what our country was founded on. Our country was founded on people airing their grievances to the government, saying, we are done. We lack representation. We need to be represented by people that we vote in. We did not vote in this clown.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, it's not in our backyard. You know, the Capitol is different. You can burn down for 5 years. Seattle, Portland, Minnesota, just about every major city, Atlanta. That's okay. It's just not in their backyard. That really was the bottom line. And so you took a plea deal. So, I mean, that's
hold on.
obvious.
Before you get to, you took a plea deal. What did they actually charge you with? What were you charged with for your role in relocating furniture on January 6th?
I had 3 charges brought initially. The first one was violent entry, even though there was a video of me not violently entering a building. It's me walking through open doors. The second charge was entering and remaining in a restricted building, which is basically it's trespassing. It's what it is. It's glorified trespassing. The third charge was felony theft. Felony theft. And this is what's actually ridiculous. I moved furniture that was out in the open. I didn't break down someone's door, didn't walk into an office and get this. It was sitting out in the open. I moved it 20 yards, took a photo with it, and left it there. The worst part about this is they had this video. They did not present this as evidence to us. It was exculpatory evidence they hid from us.
Yeah.
I didn't even see this video until after I'd gone to prison, finished my probation, paid my fines, and done my community service.
Yeah.
But you're in between the velvet ropes. I mean, it's just so
That's
ridiculous.
a very common assault of constitutional rights that took place with regard to J6ers. Ron, if you can get ready the quick video clip that we've got. You know, Adam, we ran into each other when we were down in South Florida recording the national anthem again at Criteria Studios. And we did notice a bit of relocating of furniture that took place.
There he goes.
Yeah, it appears that he has grabbed a music stand and is relocating the music, complete with the wave that takes place, the trademark relocation wave. So at any rate, that is a more recent video that was taken of Adam relocating furniture. This time it happened to be a music stand at Criteria Studios.
But he did not steal that stand either. That stand was put back. I mean, this is just, you know, we laugh about it because otherwise we'd cry because it's just so stupid. It really is. I mean, what did you do before you were arrested?
A small business owner. I was a carpenter. I was in between college classes getting my degree, and I had a small business. I did crown molding. I did wainscoting, built custom furniture. And, you know, all of that dried up in between because people were afraid to be associated with me.
How did this, I know you've got a family. How did this affect your family when all of a sudden dad is being removed from the home?
We have a very strong family. We are honest with our kids, always have been. So when all of this happened, I rushed home to Florida. I actually called the DOJ before I left and told them, hey, I'm not fleeing the scene. I'm just going home to my family. If you need me, I'll be there. We hire attorneys overnight. I met my wife and children who had to be removed from our home because there were so many death threats coming in. People saying they wanted to rape and murder my family while I was gone. They had to actually be removed from their home and taken to a safe house. I got home. I talked to my wife. I told her, listen, I understand if you don't want to wait around. They're talking about sending me to prison for 20 years. I wouldn't ask you to do that. And she looked at me. She said, I made a word and a commitment before God to stay married to you, to be your wife through all of this. And so in that moment, we knew whatever was coming, we would be okay. We brought the kids down in the morning. When they woke up, we said, hey, you know, dad might be going away for a little bit. And, you know, whatever happens, dad loves you. I'll continue to talk to you. We hugged each other. And my kids, being who they are, they had found a bunch of the memes and actually shared them with me. So we spent actually some time laughing together before they put me in cuffs and took me away.
How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking?
Now they range from 10 years old to 19 years old. So 5 years ago would have been 5 years old to
And that's
14 years old.
that's when they needed their father. We've seen that so many different times. I mean, it's not like you don't need the father at all, but when they're growing up in their teenage years, especially, it's so hard. And so many of the Jan Sixers we've spoken to said, that's time they're never going to get back. Thank God,
Yes.
They got the pardons from President Trump, except, of course, for the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. We're still waiting for that. But it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous what happened. Totally over the top. And we just got to make sure it doesn't happen again.
I'm going to interrupt you. You saw crawling across the top of that screen a website. We didn't bring up the fact that he's written a book. That's what we're going to talk about when we get back from the break. But keep your eye on the top of that screen, and you can pick up Adam's book about relocation of furniture.
Taking a stand.
Cowboy Logic covering J6 again. We'll be right back.
Dan, you want to know what I love?
What's up?
Cut off at a shopping center from a gentleman in a 250 Dodge Ram. I had to slam my brakes and my bike went down.
I had a semi-truck back into me.
Brother, I love Don and Donna to death. They've been so supportive of January 6th and all. But man, when you come to visit them, they put you to work.
Dude, they just made us mow 62 acres on riding lawnmowers.
Yeah, and then they made me, under the hot sun, build a whole Lego set.
But you know what, though? One good thing about coming here is they always offer you a nice cold bath.
Absolutely.
But what better way to have a nice cold bath than with Sugar Creek Goods? I'm using the Sunshine Serenity.
And I was using the Valentine's Surprise, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you what, if you've got a bath going and you're not using Sugar Creek Goods, you're missing out.
Dude, just look how it lathers up. It's just amazing. So make sure that you don't miss out. And go to sugarcreekgoods.com.
Oh, and you know what else? They've been very supportive of January 6th and the entire community. So you actually got to buy them for that fact alone, on top of the fact that they got great goods.
So just make sure that everybody that you support them because they support us. Go to sugarcreekgoods.com.
Thank you, guys. Love you.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
I'm a J6er, and I spent 3 months in jail and about a year in prison.
I spent 4 years out of an 18-year sentence in prison.
J6ers have been smeared and defamed by the media, persecuted by the government, and treated like terrorists.
In reality, J6ers are patriotic men and women, mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers from all walks of life.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
And we need your help.
For just $10 or more, you're helping these patriots get mental, physical, and spiritual help.
Please scan the QR code or go to j6support.com to donate $10 or more to support these American patriots.
Thank you for being a patriot. Thank you for standing in the gap.
You want to pay J6ers? You're damn right I want to pay J6ers. If you got wronged by the government, then you should be made right. That's America.
All right, welcome back, Cowboy Logic. Pay J6ers now. Now, we've been learning, obviously, over the past few weeks that Ed Martin evidently is no longer doing what Ed Martin was doing. And a little bit of a curveball to all of us on that, although we've been hearing things. But the bottom line is this. Pay the J6ers.
Yeah.
You ruined their lives.
Supposedly he's still doing pardons. But, I mean,
we got a few friends that need to be pardoned, Ed.
We do.
Let's get off our ass and make it happen. All right, let's get back in here and talk to the furniture mover. All right.
Adam Johnson.
Adam Johnson.
The lectern guy who's been to 40-plus states taking lecterns and putting them
My
back.
grandfather on my mother's side was a mover. I know all about this. It's in my blood, and I did it with him when I was a little kid. Not obviously to the extent that you I can't even keep a straight face with this.
All right, let's show your book.
You wrote a book.
Yeah, show your book.
Show the book. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find this book at unlicenssedfurnituremovers.com.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's called Taking
Tell
a
us
Stand.
about the book. Talk to us about what's going on with the book.
The book is it's political satire is what it is. It's my journey to and fro. There's an introduction where I talk about who I am, how I was brought up, and you start with me before I had to catch a flight going out to Washington, D.C. It talks about what happened afterwards. There's a lot of jokes in it. I wanted it to be something that you could read, you would laugh, you would cry, but at the end of it, you would understand that the people that were there that day actually did the right thing. And the only real tragedy, as far as I'm concerned, is there weren't more people there with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this. Donna has been having conversations, and you'll attest to this, with you over the past few weeks getting ready for this interview. That's a funny dude.
Yeah.
Your political satire is hilarious.
But you're getting serious now because you're running for a county commissioner in Manatee County, Florida. Now, what area is that? What towns?
Manatee County is it's West Florida. It's in between Sarasota and St. Petersburg. So we have Palmetto, we have Parrish, we have Mayaca, we have Anna Maria Island, we've got parts of Longboat Key, we've got Bradenton. It's actually a very, very large county. I think it's the second fastest growing county in the state of Florida.
Hey, We the Kings band is from Bradenton.
Oh, okay.
Little known fact. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Okay, whatever. All right,
It's a great town.
I have so it's mostly a Republican district, heavily, and you are running, obviously, as a Republican. VoteAdamJohnson.com to find out about his platform and to donate. Because as far as I'm concerned, man, you are putting your money where your mouth is. And just like Sally Grubbs has done here in Georgia, she's now on the state election board.
Yep.
This is what's needed. People need to step up to the plate and get into these local. Politics is all local.
That's right.
And nobody realizes that. So tell us about your platform.
My platform is very simple. We have a CFO of Florida. His name is Blaise Ngolia that's been going around doing DOJ state-level audits. In my county alone, there was over $100 million that was misappropriated or mismanaged. Meanwhile, we have residents, seniors who lost their carports during a hurricane that have no help whatsoever. Back in September, our county commissioners voted to give $23 million to, quote, charities who could not, on a microphone, a recorded session said, we cannot verify whether the people receiving this money are here legally or not. And they still voted to send this money, $23 million, while our seniors and our vets are becoming homeless with tax liens because property taxes are so expensive. So my platform is very simple. We need people projects, not pet projects. And if you want to fix the world, you want to fix your country, it starts in your backyard.
That is absolutely correct. We're encouraging everyone in District 6 to move your vote to Adam.
VoteAdamJohnson.com.
I think it's so awesome that you are actually walking the walk.
Yeah.
Because many people just talk the talk. And you, my friend, are walking the walk after quite a hectic previous 5 years.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, it's important. I mean, you can kvetch online, you can complain online, but it really doesn't do anything but make you feel better a little bit. And I've amassed quite a large following online. I've been to a lot of fun places, met a lot of cool people, but all of that was building to this moment. I think it's important to actually get involved and do something. And even if I don't win the race, I mean, I'm going to win the race, but even if I don't win the race, I can still say I tried. I can still say I got involved. I did more than sitting online and complaining about things. And that's what I encourage everyone to do.
When is the election?
My primaries are August 18th. And if I win my primary, I win my seat. We are that hard of a red district. So we're excited about it.
Nice.
We have
nice.
43 local news articles that have already been written about me running in my race. So it's free marketing. They've told everyone in my county I'm running. Everywhere I go, people are shaking my hand and telling me we're so excited for you to win. So I thank the liberal news organizations for coming along and helping me get elected.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what do they say? Any promotion, any publicity is good publicity.
Good publicity.
What can people do? And I'm going to ask this with two different demographics of people. People that are in your district, what can they do to help you? And then people that are outside that, say, live in Georgia or Tennessee or wherever, Washington, D.C. What can they do to help your campaign on this? Because it is critically important that we start acting locally.
Well, it's two things, really. So locally, obviously, donations are necessary because we need things like yard signs, palmers, we need marketing, we need texting, we need messaging, things like that. So the donations for voteadamjohnson.com, we'll use them very well. We're very thrift in how we spend. The second thing is, if I'm local, we're doing a lot of public events. I will be announcing them. There's a whole schedule coming forward for the next 2 months. Show up, come say hi, ask the hard questions. You know me as a guy from January 6th. You've laughed at the photo. You've sent it to your friends, but you need to hear the actual message from Manatee County that will correct course and remanage and reinvest the money strategically and long term. So
cut off at a shopping center from a gentleman in a 250 Dodge Ram. I had to slam my brakes and my bike went down.
Come ask your questions, come out. National level donations, share my website.
Yeah,
share my
nationally.
website, voteadamjohnson.com. At a national level, if we were running on, we're not taking any PAC money whatsoever from developers, from outside sources. We are working on $5 donations. Nice. And if you give $5 at a time, we can raise enough to win this. Mm-hmm. So voteadamjohnson.com, share that.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, pick up the book, Unlicensed Furniture Movers with an S.com.
And the book is called Taking a Stand. Hey, Ron, can you just throw up the Napoleon picture? I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, I love that.
Yeah, Donna likes that.
It's just got you're
That's not the book cover, though.
That's not the book cover. But I mean, that's the famous Napoleon picture. And you know, you're on the horse holding the lectern. But give a brief description. You said actually that's kind of ironic.
It is. So the painter that got commissioned to paint this was a revolutionary in France at the time, and he was actually in prison for speaking against the regime. So the irony that an insurrectionist painter painted this painting for Napoleon, and now it's me on it. I love the irony of it. It makes me happy.
But there's so many pictures like that you post. It just shows your personality, your sense of humor, but you're dead serious when it comes to being county commissioner. And this is awesome. Again, in Manatee County, this is the District 6 at-large seat. And the election is August 18th. VoteAdamJohnson.com to back him up and support him. You got about a minute. Speak to the people out there.
Listen, everyone always asks me how I can be so happy, how I can be where I am smiling. It's because I have my faith, my family, and my freedom. You know, people will throw stones at you. They will cast them. They will tell you all sorts of negative things. It is important you learn how to build towers out of those stones, walls out of those stones. So when the storm comes again, you are ready. We were thrown into this. We had no idea how things would turn out, but we held on to our faith. We held on to each other. We made it through. So whatever you're going through, if you're still struggling, I know there are so many J6ers who are still putting lives back together. Yeah. Continue to build towers, continue to build walls. Take those stones they cast, build something positive out of it. You can do it. I want to thank you for walking the walk, man. I mean, there are so, and you know the people, even in the J6 community, those that talk the talk and they don't walk the walk. This man walks the walk. Adam, we'd like you to stay with us as we go to the most beautiful national anthem ever sung, that by your beloved brothers in C2B while incarcerated in the District of Columbia. Gentlemen, hats off. Ladies and gentlemen, hand over your hearts. Thank you for trusting us with 2 hours of your valuable time, everybody.
Thank you, Adam.
Adam, we
God
appreciate you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.